today we are at day 4, and before exploring whatever the topics we are having as part of today's session, uh, I would just like to have a bandwidth alignment with you people, so that we can head further. So whatever we have done in the last 3 sessions, we will just do a quick recap. Okay, it will be just quick recap for 15 minutes so that you can be aligned with my uh, expectation. What I am expecting, that some of the things which you are supposed to know. If not, then probably we will just discuss it, and then we will be moving on to the system. Now, during the course of the entire training, uh, the next set of sessions, what we are going to do, will be exploring cloud integration in more details. Specifically next 3 sessions will be little lighter. When I say little lighter means we will be moving in a slower pace to explore each capability of the shapes. So when I say shapes means I'm referring to, let's say if I'm opening any of the package, and if I open any of the integration flow, let's assume I'm just opening this flow. So whenever we are going to build any integration flow, we are having these are the set of shapes. Okay, what is the purpose of join? What is this content request reply is doing? And again, multicast, content modifier. What are these shapes are actually capable of doing? And why do we need these shapes? So we will be breaking the entire integration journey in slices. First, we will try to understand each of these shapes. Okay, so 80 to 90% of the shapes we are going to cover during the entire tenure of this program. And once we are done with that, then we will be moving on to build something meaningful. And in between, we will be completing one dummy project as well. And once we're done with the dummy project, you will be in a position to start supporting a project from day one. That I can assure you. Yeah, Dheeraj, you are having some questions?
Yeah, so how many shapes slash tools do we have
I will, I
available
will,
in
I, I will be coming to that. Do not worry. We will be exploring one by one. Okay. I'm
okay.
just setting my expectation.
And we
What
call it flow or a workflow.
integration
This
flow?
this
Yeah.
whole integration
Yes.
flow. Okay.
Integration flow. You can call it as a workflow as well. Mainly my language. It's like a workflow
Mm-hmm.
as well. Means the integration what we are going to build. Okay. So that is what. And another thing is when we will be connecting on every session, we will be creating some random nodes as well. Okay, so these random nodes will help you to crack your interviews, or if you are planning to assign or means onboarding yourself on a technical role, that these random nodes will help you. So when I say random nodes means post the session, what I would be expecting from each one of you to create your own notes. Okay, so I will be writing some things randomly over here in a notepad and I will be sharing to you, but try to make your own notes post this session. So that is something important. And when we will be exploring the shapes, we will also be talking on the best practices. What is the best practices recommended by SAP? That also will be exploring during the exploration. So that is how. And demos we will be doing a lot of demos, and post the session I will be expecting whatever demos we are covering, try to complete that. And if you are done with that, probably I can share some assignments to you as well. Okay, so with that, let me start with day one. So day one was primarily focus on the entire program. What are we going to cover as part of this batch 52? So one scenario also Rahul discussed how to connect an external OData service and pull some product information. If you have not done that, try to implement that. That's something interesting. Okay, because that same set of APIs also we will be consuming later in the program as well to give some realistic view to the entire program. And some certification related questions also he has entertained. Those certification is going to change by SAP. But yeah, as per the current certification, the topics whatever is SAP is asking as part of the certification program, that is also we are covering. Means covering in the sense means all we will be touch basing around 70 to 80% of the certification material as well. Okay, so if though it's going to be a new certification program, we are yet to get a feedback from our other attendees as well, because that is not yet been released. Okay. uh, in day 2 we discuss something around the cloud computing. That was the only theoretical session we had. Cloud computing, what is cloud computing, what is SAP strategy. SAP strategy is very interesting actually. So most of you are seasoned SAP consultants, and you have started your SAP career. So you know how SAP actually runs its business. So not only SAP, basically it's for every organization, every whether it's IT, non-IT, every organization, they do some organic and inorganic growth. Okay, so they do a lot of acquisitions, and they also build something in-house if they are working on some products, and some of their internal team might be working on some R&D, and they will be working on those products as well. And wherever they think that other organization are pioneer in that particular area, they try to acquire those organization. So that is where the strategy of any organization heads actually, and that is what SAP is also doing. SAP has done a lot of acquisitions. SAP started as a company in 1970s, and we know, we have seen that entire era. Means, if you have not seen, probably you must have read. Okay, so how the transition has gone. Okay, so R3, R2, like that, it has moved, and now we are in the BTP, business technology platform. So that is the reason everyone is part of this entire program. But if you see, the strategy is interesting one. So as the acquisitions which SAP has done more than a decade ago. Okay, so so for an instance, success factors. Okay, so you must have heard success factors. SAP success factors. This is SAP's company. SAP acquired success factors in around 2007, 8, somewhere. Before 2008, I think, that's for sure. 2006 or 2007, and now we're in 2076. So you can see, means SAP's vision, considering more than a decade ago. So SAP was knowing that these are the technologies which are going to evolve, and since these companies are pioneer in that, let's acquire this. So SAP has done a lot of acquisitions, not only in the cloud sector, also in the mobility, in the IoT, in the AI sector as well. Okay, so these acquisition actually help SAP to increase the capability of its own portfolio. So like SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, Ariba, Concur, these are all companies which are pioneer in their own processes. Okay, and but the business model might be behind, means the way these organizations are running might be cloud-based companies, IoT related, or might be exploring something around AI. So that is where SAP strategy. And so now SAP is placing itself as a cloud company as well, where SAP is providing cloud services for SAP as well. So business technology platform, that is the one which now all organizations have to use. That is what SAP is actually uh, pushing, so that the existing organizations, they can also start adopting. Okay, so that is what a small introduction around means strategy, what is SAP strategies. And regarding the iPaaS, these jargons we have also discussed, what is SaaS, iPaaS, uh, all these basically are the deployment options or prepackaged software. What is prepackaged software? Where exactly our product comes into. Okay, so we are part of the BTP, business technology platform, and where are we sitting? So when I say we sitting, means as part of the entire program, we are exploring something. So where our exploration is going to fit. So BTP is fitting in the integration space. Means for our case, we are fitting in the integration space of the BTP. So why actually BTP came into market? So the reason was because of the challenges faced by any organization. So integration challenges there, data value and extensibility. So data value means data is placed redundantly across multiple systems. So there is no centralized mechanism where they can place the data and they can use the data centrally. If I'm using an application, I might be using my own data set. If someone else is using any application, he is using his own data set, though the data might be redundant. So why don't we keep data centrally somewhere? So BTP is also helping with that as well. Okay, data to value, extensibility. Extensibility is one of the key factor where the organization they have to be capable of extending themselves. Okay, so when they are going to extend themselves, there should not be any challenges in terms of the monetary adaptability, all this stuff. So BTP is helping in that manner as well, keeping focusing the extensibility. Integration is one of the key area because as we move on the technologies, integration has to be there. Means though a lot of systems will be talking with one another, so integration is the must, and that is where we are placed on the BTP on this integration side. So now on the integration side, now we have understood BTP. Inside BTP, there are various sections, and we are following under integration. And within integration, also our area would be yes, integration suite. Okay, so SAP's integration suite. Within integration suite, we are having various capabilities. Okay, we are having various capabilities, and that is what you have explored on day 3. So yesterday's session was primarily on the setting of the playground for us, where you have set your web UI, your tenant, respective tenant. Okay, that is what this is what I am referring to. So first you have started with the BTP cockpit. So this is the cockpit. This is like an airplane cockpit where the pilot he is having all the controls, and with assistance of the navigator he just fly the airplane and reach the target. So this is the cockpit where you are managing your application basically. So in our case, we are uh, exploring cloud integration. So all the integration related things we are going to do. So what will the landing page? So the landing page will be like this. So once you have the BTP, so how actually generally we work on projects. So the requirement will come. So if you're working on a new project, so first you need to set up your tenant and account and tenant. Okay, so you will be how you are going to do. So you will be taking a license from SAP. Okay, they will be providing you a global account. Okay, global account. Let's say my can everybody go on mute, please? If you are having any queries, just raise your hand. I will be happy to take it. Okay, global account. So let's say I am working for ABC Limited. Okay, so ABC Limited, for ABC Limited, I need cloud integration. I mean, yeah, cloud integration. Let's say I am planning to take one license on CI on the BTP. So first, the starting point would be I would be needing a global account. So that is where you will be assigning your other systems, basically other tenants. So this is my global account. Okay, so this is when you are going to log in, means you will be provided with a global account. Now once you have this global account, then you have to start adding the systems. Okay, so here I am having one tenant. Okay, so this tenant is actually representing one system. Okay, so system, or I would say, so how we typically work in projects: development, test, regression, and prod. So this is how we are having different environments, right? In development, we do development. Once the development is done, we will move it to the test environment. Once the testing is done, then we will move it to the regression environment for more regression testing, because more related data will be there in regression environment. And finally, we will deploy it onto the production. So all of these are different systems. Okay, so I would be needing uh, various sub accounts for this. Okay, I would be needing various sub accounts for this. So for this, you have to add sub account. So that is what we have added. When I referring to sub account, means I'm referring to the tenant. Okay, so yesterday we have added one sub account here. So how do you add a sub account? You have to come here, create, and then you have to add a sub account. Okay, so let me call it as test, and let me take it as this, and then test this and then like create. So you will be having various different sub accounts. Okay, you will not able to work on very multiple tenants on the or sub account on the trial account. Okay, it's just for you to understand. So at this moment we are having two sub accounts here. Let's say this is my global account, and within my global account I'm having two tenants. Okay, development and test tenant. In development I'm going to do my development. Once this development is done, then I will be moving it to the test environment. Okay, development to test. So same way your customer will be having multiple sub accounts here. Okay, so how many sub accounts you can have? You can have multiple sub accounts. What is recommended? Recommended totally depends on your customer's budget, the kind of engagement they are doing. That will define how many sub accounts you will be taking, because when you are going to procure the sub accounts, these sub accounts are coming with some cost. These are not free. Okay, so you have to pay for each sub account. So unless you will not be needing multiple sub accounts unless you are a big organization. So some organizations they are having four sub accounts: development, test, regression, production. Some organization you might be having only two tenants: development and state away production. So you will be doing development, test, and regression in single tenant, and then production on the different tenant. Yeah, Dheeraj, you are having some question? Dheeraj, do you have a question? If you're speaking, you might be on mute. I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay, I do not know. Dheeraj has raised his hand, but I'm not able to hear him.
Yeah, I'm audible now. Sorry.
Yes, Dheeraj, you're audible.
I'm so sorry. I mean, there was
No, no,
some
no,
some problem in
no
my
problem.
headset. So I wanted to ask, how many sub accounts slash tenants we can extend from a global account? Do we have a limit, upper limit?
The upper limit, I do not have answer to that, whether you can have
Okay,
a
so
tenant or
ideally,
so. Hmm?
okay,
There will not be
so
no upper limit.
okay,
Yeah, you
okay.
can,
So
in
the
my organization,
upper
you
limit
can
is our
add
pocket.
anyone. Yeah, in my organization, there are around 50 sub accounts are there. So
58.
you 50 something, yeah,
Okay.
52 some account.
And
But
these sub accounts, Krishna, what are they? They are generally kind of we are uh, defining them as a environment, right? We have a dev
Yes, yes,
environment, a test,
yes,
and then
yes,
prod.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes,
And
absolutely.
Krishna, if for example, me and you, we both are
Hmm.
working for the same project and we are in same team,
Hmm.
then in that case, we both have a separate global account, and then
No, no,
we
no, no,
are
no, 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 no,
okay,
no, 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 no. We will have a same global account. Okay. So very
okay,
good question. So right now, means you have got the global account and then you are having a tenant as well. Okay.
yeah.
So now let's assume this is a development tenant. Now all the developers will be part of this development tenant. Yesterday we have understood on
Oh,
the roles. Oh,
we will be extending roles to them so that they can log in
yes.
and work.
So
Okay,
here
got it. Fine,
So
fine, fine.
here I need to add some users here. So at this moment there is one user. If I want another user, I will add.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So I'm adding one more user here. So now this user cannot log into this URL. Okay. So unless he is having the role. So I will just come here and I will come to role collection, and here I
Hmm,
need
hmm,
to assign roles. So I will be assigning, let's say, just for at this moment I'm just adding all the roles. So you will be assigning roles based on what kind of activities he is planning to do. Let's say he is a
And who
business
does
user.
that? This role assignments and distribution.
BT,
Do we have a
BTP administrator, BTP administrator.
we have an administrator, right?
Yes, BTP administrator. And if you are if you are part of the organization where you are playing the whole soul role, then you
Mm.
you will be responsible for making the things up and running by the consultants or by yourself as well. Okay, so at this
I
moment
understand.
when we are setting up our tenant, we are the admin, so we can also experience that flavor. what the BTP administrator will be doing, because ideally he will not be having access to even this BTP cockpit in your project. That totally depends on your project role, what kind
Mm-hmm.
of role you are playing. Okay, and let's say if you are means you might be having access to BTP cockpit, but you will not able to add any users or role. So that restriction also can be done
Okay.
at the role level. That is what actually how the projects actually work. Everyone will not have access unless you are playing an architect role or senior role. That totally depends on how the project is governed. Okay, but we have to understand that within this tenant, so this tenant everyone is going to use. So the users might be different, might be developer, business user, testers. Okay, the tester will not have access to the
Mm-hmm.
production, I mean, to make any changes. He will only do the testing. Same way, if I'm a developer, I will not be having access in the production. Let's say this is a production environment. I will not be having access in the production environment. When I say access means I cannot make changes in the production. Only read role I will be
Makes
having.
sense. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So that is
So
how
sub
we.
accounts and tenants are same. They both
Yes,
are
yes,
same, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Mm.
yes. Okay.
Okay, please,
Another.
please go ahead.
No, no, that's interesting one which you have asked. I was about to come to that part. Thanks for bringing that up. So now second thing is in every tenant, we are having two components. Okay, so these components are important to understand. Uh, Means you cannot see it, means you cannot visualize it, but these two components we have to understand, because when you are going to talk with SAP for your support tickets and all, you should have a very clear understanding, and these components actually help you uh, in terms of performance tuning as well. So there are two components: tenant management node and runtime node. Okay, so what tenant management node? This is actually providing with a front end editor, okay, which we have to do for the administrative task, and you can stop the runtime node. Runtime node is actually the one which is running, okay, it has a JVM, okay. So when you are going to run your flow, your runtime node actually comes into picture. Okay, so these are the two component, and again, load balancer, it's having internal load balancer as well within the runtime node, and which actually communicates with the outside world when your CI is going to connect. Okay, CI is I'm referring to cloud integration. Okay, so when I'm saying CI means I'm referring to CPI, same name. Okay, the new name is CI. So that is where this load balancer comes into picture. Now we are having so as a first step, what we have done, we have added the capability. Now, within this capability, how did we add this capability? We have gone to the marketplace, service marketplace, and we have added the capability. Once the capability is subscribed, it will be added under the subscription. So this integration suite is available. So when you click here, it will take you to this landing page. This is where we are going to start exploring. So this is the home screen. Okay, the main URL which will take you to the landing page of IS. Now within IS, I mentioned that we are having multiple capabilities. So what these capabilities are? So within CI, we are having various capabilities. So capabilities. One first capability is CI. That is what we are going to explore it. Cloud integration. We are majorly using CI for building our integration flows. That is what we are going to explore as part of the entire program. Okay. And if any organization is using IS, he will definitely be using all their integration building on the CI. Okay. This is the place where we are going to build our integration flow. Apart from CI, there is another capability like API management, where you're managing your APIs. Okay, so organizations are also leveraging this capability as well. This is where you are managing your APIs, you can monetize your APIs, you can implement some policies on top of your APIs, whether it is exposed out or you are going to consume it. All these things you can do on the API management. Okay, so this is additional layer. It's like a gateway for your APIs to be exposed out or to consume. Okay, so this particular layer you're going to do that uh, implementation of another layer of the security API. Okay, so this is another capability which organizations are also leveraging. This is the advanced topic which we are not going to cover. I will just try to spend one session on it. We will just try to explore how APIM looks like, some key component, but we will not be deep diving into it. For that, if somebody is interested, you can connect with us. There is separate pre-recorded sessions are there which we can share it to you. But again, at this moment, you do not need to explore APIM. The very first step would be to get master in CI only. That is what we will be doing. Apart from this APIM, we are having open connectors. This is another capability where if there is so this open connector is another capability which is actually helping to build integrations. To build integration in the sense, let's say there is a new company, uh, ABC company, which is recently launched, and you want to integrate to CI, and might be a dedicated adapter is not available for us to connect to this. So using open connectors, we can connect to these systems. Okay, so it helps to integrate very seamlessly. If you do not have any standard adapters are available, so using open connector, we can leverage that. So open connector is there. Apart from that, integration advisor. This integration advisor will help the architects basically, not SAP architects. It will help enterprise architects. Okay, so who is an enterprise architect who is not doing architecture only for the SAP systems? He is looking at the system on the enterprise level. So it is helping enterprise. Integration advisor is not for that. Enterprise advisor is for B2B. Enterprise architecture, that is for ISAM. Okay, ISAM. This capability will help you to do the global level architecture. And apart from that, we are having assessment tool. Okay, so where you are going to use the assessment tool. This assessment tool is another capability. Basically, it will help you to analyze your process orchestration integration flows. I mean, interfaces. If you are planning to do PO migration on CI, so you will be using this assessment tool. This assessment tool will help you to identify the efforts by seeing your existing PO ICOs. Okay. If anyone is from PO background, probably he will be able to relate it. This assessment tool majorly for doing the assessment of your PO migration at the initial level. Apart from that, we are also having capabilities related to OData. OData capabilities, or we say it OData capability like OC. Okay, like this. So where can we see all these capabilities? So when you come to the landing page here, so when you come and click here home, here we are having the capabilities available. So right now, what we can do, you can just click on this manage capabilities. And once you click on manage capabilities, you can see right now we are having cloud integration. So I can add capabilities here. So I can select whatever the capabilities I would be needing. Let's say I am interested in manage APIs and integration advisor. That is what I was just mentioning. And if you want to do something on the B2B, you can enable this capability, access for OData provisioning. Okay, non-SAP connectivity, this is for the open connector. If you want to have these capabilities, you can select it. Okay, so based on your requirement, you will be selecting this capability. Assessment migration scenarios. If you want to migrate from PO, it will help you to do the assessment, initial assessment tool. Okay, so you can add these capabilities. Yeah, go ahead.
So these capabilities are like import libraries, right? In our program, we can say that, Krishna.
Import libraries, see, these are, you can say that these are some of the tools basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, when we learn, you should learn this
Hmm.
C++ and all. It's like importing library, and then based on those library, you can create some objects and all, right?
But it will have a different UI. Means you might have a
Yeah, yeah,
different
that I.
UIs for.
But I'm just trying to relate it the way.
Yes, you can mention that. Okay. Yes,
And
absolutely.
this is different than choosing services from the cockpit, right? The subscription we do it.
No, see that subscription will also be coming into picture here. Okay. So
Oh,
right now you have subscribe integration suite. Okay. So within
yeah.
integration suite, these are the capabilities you are
These
having.
are
Now
the
it's
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
So
you it. Hmm?
when we chose
Hmm.
IS, when we chose IS for
Uh-huh.
this global account
Uh-huh.
initially, we can also choose few other services as well, right? For
Yes,
example,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So now under that choice of ours, like IS in our case, we are trying to include these libraries slash capabilities, right?
Exactly.
Based on our usage.
Exactly. So there is one more service, let's say cloud identity service. So
Mm-hmm,
if I
mm-hmm.
want this service to be part of my BTP, I can come here and I can select.
What did you select the default thing?
I just took as a default.
Acha, okay.
I just took the plan as default. What kind of plan? Okay. So I'm just taking the plan as default. I do not know why this means what this application instance will do. Probably the BTB admin they would have more clarity.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
but right now I'm
Do we
just
have
using
something different than default as well here?
no only we are having only
Okay, okay,
default
okay.
subscription is default.
I
Okay,
see.
so
Yeah.
there is a
The
yeah.
instance is for key, Krishna. If you create
Oh,
instance,
acha,
you
acha, acha,
can
okay, okay,
create
that service key.
uh,
Oh, I got you. Okay,
service
okay,
key.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for cloud entity service to connect, we create application under
Yes.
instances
Oh,
so
okay, okay,
that you
okay.
can create a key for accessing it. Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
subscription is for the service.
Yes, yes. Thanks, thanks. Sudhakar, are you coming from the
Yeah,
admin part?
basis. Yeah, I'm the
Hey,
basis.
thanks, man. Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Yeah.
We have a champion here. Okay, super.
Yeah.
So you can just create
But
it.
it
Okay.
sounded alien to me, whatever Sudhakar mentioned, honestly.
Oh, okay. I will tell you why did not connect because you missed yesterday's session. If Rahul might have
Mm-hmm.
shared it, I will be sharing you means what Sudhakar is mentioning, what that instance is actually referring to. So like that you can add.
Mm.
Okay. So you means it's like a shop for you. Okay, and you are
Mm-hmm.
purchasing and you're adding it into your cart. Okay, so now this part is done. I will come back to the instance. Wait, you will have a clarity. So now within this capability means these are the various capabilities and which capability we are exploring at this moment. We are using CI, but here we can come and we can add from the home screen. Okay, so this part we are done now. If I just go to, let me go back. So what will happen when these new capabilities will be added, you will see some additional options over here. Okay. Uh, right now, this is what the default screen which you are going to see over here. Okay, on the left hand side, whatever I'm showing you. So this is the landing page. Now, from home, you can add the capabilities. Next thing is discover. When you come to discover, here also you will have multiple options like integration. If you have enabled API management, you will have one more option over here. So what this discover is helping you, this discover is helping you to find pre-packaged content which you can use it. And I know Rahul has discussed this yesterday as well, but just to do a quick recap, I am going to explore it once again. So once you come to the discover, so you will be having pre-packaged content. So that is the main differentiator what SAP is providing as a cloud integration tool. So this discover section is having 475 at this moment. It is keep on increasing. So these are the standard contents which SAP is providing. So when I say standard contents, what does it mean? It means let's say SAP has already built some solution. If you want to, let's say you are having success factors and you want to integrate with Fieldglass. As success factors is also a SAP product, Fieldglass is also a SAP product. So if your organization is using both the products, so you might be expecting some level of integrations between these two systems as well. Okay, success factors integration with field Fieldglass. Okay, so I will come here in the discover section and I will just randomly start searching. So you will find that fieldglass with SuccessFactors integration. Okay, so there is something fieldglass with SuccessFactors Employee Central. This is also we are having. Okay, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Okay, let me and some description also you will see here. So SA field glass with success factor, the integration allows to import contingent worker from field glass to success factor. So if that's the requirement, let's say if we want to pull the contingent workers, what is contingent worker? Contingent worker is a contractor worker or alternate workforce. If I'm working for any organization uh, as a contractor, if I'm supporting an organization, then I am a contractor for them. Okay, so alternate workforce, so contingent worker, that is what it is referring. So if the organization A, let's take say in the example, this is ABC Limited, and this ABC Limited is having some set of employees, and some contractors. So let's say I'm the contractor for this organization, and it is having some employee as, let's say, Ajay. Okay, so I might be reporting to this employee. Okay, my manager will be this particular employee. So his data will be, let's assume that ABC Limited is using success factors. So this success factors is holding data of Ajay. Okay, like that, all the employee data will be available in success factors, and this contracted data will be available in field glass. Okay, now ABC Limited is using both the softwares for managing employees and contractors. Now there has to be some integrations between these two applications as well, these two softwares as well, because when my contract will be going, who is going to approve that my contract? My contract will be approved by my manager. Okay, so my data, so I am the contingent worker, so my data also has to be in this system in success factors. But how must my, I cannot be employee, so my status of the employee will be the contingent worker. Okay, same way Ajay, this particular data will also be available in this system. But what is the status? He is not a contractor, so he is an employee. Okay, so these two system will be integrating. SF will be integrating with field glass. So functionally, some section of the data has to be replicated. So how? So if any organization is going to go with these two softwares, okay, to managing their employees and managing the contractors. So if they are using CI as a middleware, so in that case, we are already having some standard solution provided by SAP. So that is where your standard contents come into picture. So now, once you identify the standard content, you can copy and you can use it. Okay. Now, another question, I will be coming to you there just one moment. Another question is arise here. So SAP has given us a standard content. Is it really fulfilling our requirement or not? So that also you have to understand. So as an integration consultant, you will be coming with the functional consultant. You will make him understand, hey, look, this is the standard content. This is what this flow is doing. And is it making sense for our requirement? Yes or no? So you have to make him understand, because he will not able to understand this integration flow. Okay, so we have to make him understand. And if he says that this is somewhere 80% meeting our requirement, another 20% we have to tweak it. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to, the best approach would be, we will be copying this flow. We will make another copy of this flow, and we will tweak the 20%. Now, the moment you tweak it, what will happen? You are making changes in SAP product. So in that case, SAP is not going to give an update. So that we should be clear on, because now we have created a custom solution out of the standard solution. Okay. And if this standard solution is 100% fulfilling, then there are no challenges. We can straight away use it and reuse. In every standard content, you will have some modes available here. So here the mode is configure only. So when the mode is configure only, means you cannot edit it. I mean, extend it. You can't extend or modify basically. Okay.
Sorry, but Rahul said like we can copy and we can do the modification, right?
Copy and modification, but in that case, SAP will not support you.
Okay, if we do the copy also, it
Hmm.
will SAP will not support you.
Hmm.
Support in
Okay.
the sense what,
The
Krishna?
updates, that's the updates
Updates
which we are
will
Okay,
going to
come.
it
get
won't
it.
replace this with our customized one.
Yes.
Are you
So
saying?
SAP is keep on adding new feature. Let's say they have implemented some business logic on top of this. So that will not be reflected. Okay. Uh, Dheeraj, I just parked you for some question. Do you have any question? I don't know whether.
I think you explained it. I wanted to ask, is it a workflow, the readily content it is, and can we customize it? We can, but it won't get support. That's what I wanted to ask.
Okay. Okay. Couple of things more things. It will clear everyone's doubt. So now, yes, Sudhakar, you are having some question.
Yes, Krishna. What is a B2B capability? What exactly it does?
Business to business. If we are doing some EDI
Okay.
integrations. So that is
Um,
where your
mhm.
B2B come into picture.
EDI
Okay.
stands for what, Krishna?
Uh, Electronic data interchange, where you are
Electronic data interchange.
integrating, doing integrations. You electrical. Basically, are you aware of iDocs? ALE
Uh,
Not
iDocs.
really.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, Sudhakar, you must. Dheeraj, are you coming from non-SAP background or how is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, do not worry. At this moment, you do not have to understand detail into that particular capability, that B2B one. Okay. Even me, Rahul, we have also not explored those those capability because of our engagement. Uh,
Hmm.
so
No problem.
just
Carry
for
on, please.
I will just give you some layman term. Means probably you can just explore it. What is this B2B and A2A? All these things. Okay. Okay, now, okay, so I'm in this discover section. So I have identified, let's say, this particular package. Now, the first thing which you have to see here, the mode. The mode is configure only. Whether the mode is configure only or edit, okay, the other mode will be edit. Okay, irrespective of mode, you first would be needing that package to be available in your uh, edit can be extended and post exit points. Okay, so now we are here. In this is my landing page, means whatever development I'm going to do, that will be coming under design. So right now I'm in the discover section. So in the discover section, first I need to copy it, whether it's a configure only or edit. So unless I copy it, it will not land in my design sections. Okay, so let me duplicate it. So if you open this, I do not have anything with that success factor field glass. Okay. And this is the package. So what I will do, I will just copy this. Click on copy. So once you click on copy, the package will be copied to your design section. So if I just refresh this page, you can see that this is available here. So now when you open this, you can see that this is available for us. It's a configure only. When I say configure only means you can do the configuration only. What do you mean by configuration only? Means you will be having different URLs based on your customer, right? Uh, so when you come here, there are three dots. When you come inside this, this is a pack. This is the integration flow. On the actions, there are three dots. When you click on these three dots, there is a section as configure. When you click on configure, it will take you to another window where it will give you some parameters, expecting some parameters. Who is the receiver? What is the channel? All these things are configurable. Okay, these are going to change according to your connection details. Okay, so these credentials, everything will be changing here. So this is what is configurable. If you want to set some parameters, event or employee class, all these things, you have to configure it. So whatever values we are going to pass it over here, these values will be going inside the integration flow. That is where you are using the main prototype, and then you are just configuring based on your connections. Okay, so it means you cannot extend it, you cannot edit it. So what you can do, let's say I still want to use this particular integration flow and I need to make some changes and I have to use it. So what you have to do in that case, you should have one package. Okay, so we have not created a package. Let me first at the starting point, because it's a new tenant. Yesterday it is set. I will just call it as a batch 52. Okay. You can give some comments, just save it. So now I'm inside my package. So if I come here, I can see that my package is available here. So whatever you have to do, you have to work inside the package. So this is the hierarchy, right? So first you should have a package, then inside package we will start building our flows or whatever the artifacts we are going to do it. So now I need to copy this. I'm again coming here. So click on these three dots. Oh, sorry.
Oh, we have a copy option.
No, that's I was in the discover. We have to come to design here. Now you will have a copy option over here. Earlier I was in the discover section. Okay.
Okay.
From discover you have to copy it, then it will land here. So now in the design, I will come here and I will just copy it. So now when you're going to copy it, just give it a name as, let's say, just for our understanding. Okay. And in which package you want to drop it? I want to drop it in batch 52, the copy. You can navigate from here. So now I'm in batch 52. I can come inside flow. I can click on edit. If I do not need anything, I can just move it. Okay, it will allow me to make changes. Okay, if I do not need anything, let's say I do not need this particular shape, means I'm just giving an example. I can save it. So this is how we can make changes. But what will happen once you deploy this, post this, what will happen if there will be any update? Okay, if there will be any update, that will not be reflected. So how will you come to know about updates and all? So I'm just saving it as saving it and coming back to main integration. So here you will get update, basically some notification you will find over here. Okay, that there is an update coming, like that you will get that notification here. So if you have used a standard content without modification, automatically that will be reflected. So that is how you will be having. And here you can see all the modes over here. Okay, edit. Now let me show you one more thing. Okay. Here, last time I've noted this. Okay, so I am finding this particular package, SAP Cloud for customer integration with SAP ERP. Okay, so now if you see here, the mode is editable. Okay, so if I just copy this now, So right now we are discussing something around the discover only. Okay, so we are discussing something around the discover section, how to copy the standard content from the discover to your design section. Okay, we haven't gone inside the system yet. So some basics you should have a clarity what capabilities you can achieve using the standard contents. Let this get copy. I will just show you when it is saying edit means what does it mean.
We can copy the entire package only, not particular iFlow. I mean, whenever we want to do the copy, so we have to copy the entire package or particular iFlow also we can do the copy.
That I have not checked. Might be available. Might
Okay.
be available. There might be available some checkboxes. I did not check that.
Yeah, from standard, it's allowing only to copy the package. From the design space, we are able to copy the iFlows, artifacts, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the one which we have created, there we can do the copy of the iFlow, but not from the
not
standard
from
one.
the standard, we are not able to copy. Only entire package only we are able to copy it to the design. That's
Mhm.
what I checked it today.
Okay.
There is no option here.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So once you have this package available, now this is the one, and this is having 74 artifacts. Replicate. I remember. Business. Business assignment. Okay. Okay. Super. This is the one which I was referring. So, so if you see here, this is coming from SAP system. iDocs are coming, and then it is going to COD. Okay. Uh, some SOAP based service it is going to hit at the end. Okay, so this is a SOAP adapter, this is the adapter. So from ECC iDocs are coming, and then it is going to this particular endpoint. It's an API call. So you will see over here there are some pre-processing and post-processing blocks are here. Okay, so these are actually exit points, basically pre-exit and post-exit points. So you can leverage your updation using these blocks. So let's say pre-processing means you want to add some new fields. Okay, that new fields you can do it in the pre-processing, and if you want to add some new fields after processing, then SAP has provided you the post-processing section. So how it will be actually when you come inside this, let's say if I am double clicking here, we will do not get confused with all of these shapes. I will be discussing all of these shapes as we move forward. Okay, at this moment I just want to make you understand that when there is standard integration flow is available for us in edit mode. SAP is providing some points where you can add your logic. You cannot simply come and add a new mapping in between. So there are some sections only you have to leverage those sections for doing this enhancement. So here, and it's not necessary that SAP will be providing you pre and post exit in every flow. They might be giving only pre, might be giving post. Okay, so here in this case we are having both the blocks. So that totally depends on you in which block you are going to implement. So let's say I want to implement something in the post. So what is my what I want to do is actually, let's say I am having this integration flow and I'm getting 5 fields over here. Okay, and then I am deciding whether this needs to be enhanced or not. Okay, So if this needs to be enhanced, let's say I want this to be enhanced. Okay, I'm giving an option to the customer. My SAP is giving an option to the customer that this needs to be enhanced. If he's setting that parameter that yes, I want enhancement, then it will come to this block. We'll just call it as exit. Okay, so this particular block is actually going to call another block. So basically there is a direct adapter as process direct adapter. It is actually calling another custom integration flow. Okay, this is going to call another integration flow. When I say another integration flow means this particular integration flow will be designed separately. Okay, so this particular block is the standard flow. Okay, this is the standard flow. Now I will be calling another integration flow, basically rather creating another integration flow. Okay, so this will have some logic, something like that. I am having one more block, and finally I'm ending it. The control will be calling here, and then oh, easier ways to copy from here. Okay, like this it is going and it is ending. Now what is happening here, 5 fields are coming. Okay, now you will have 5 fields over here. Now you want to do, you have implemented a mapping and you have added, let's say 2 more fields, and you have added 7 fields over here. Okay, so here also finally you are going to send 7 fields. When the control will come back, so what will happen internally, it is going to call. Okay, it is going to call this section. Wait, okay, so it is going to call internally this particular block. Once this particular custom flow will trigger and it will end, it will send back how many fields? It is going to send 7 fields. Okay, so here you will have 7 fields and here you have sent initially 5 fields. So what will happen? 7 fields will come here and then again it will go back here, 7 fields, and whatever the logic is implemented, that will end here. Okay, so this is how your entire design will work actually. Okay, so this section is the standard flow which SAP is going to design. Okay, this section is designed by SAP. Now they have given some enhancement points, and here this particular section will be the custom development, okay, which we have to do it. So if you come here, that is what here they are doing. They are calling a process direct adapter. So what this process direct adapter will be doing, this process direct adapter will actually be calling another integration flow. So as we move forward, we will have that understanding. So using process direct adapter, we can communicate between integration flows. One integration flow can call another integration flow. Okay, so that is where your process direct adapter will come into picture. So that is how your standard integration flows are enhanced. As we move forward, probably we'll have more clarity. At this moment, some of you might be having questions. That is the reason I just came here to pre and post exit point, and that is where you have to do the enhancement, and this is how internally it works. Any questions around this?
Yeah, I want to ask something.
Yeah, Dheeraj. Sudhakar, I will come back to you.
So this workflow, the replicate business thing, Krishna, we have 3 separate rectangles, right? What do you call them separately?
So this is my main flow, and then these are the subflow.
Okay. So now I don't see any communication between main and subs.
No, no, it will be. So this is
It
the
will be. Right now it's
it
not.
will, no, no, it's there, it's there. If you click
Where?
here in the post processing,
Uh-huh.
when there is a link, local integration process.
Oh,
So this
okay,
is the
okay.
LIP. So this sub
I see.
flow is actually, it's a no, I'm so sorry,
Okay.
it's not flow, it's sub LIP, local integration process. So this is the main
LIP.
integration process and this is a local integration process.
I thought when
Sub,
you attach one, I mean, couple of together, then there is an arrow drew between them. So
are you referring to this
it's not.
image?
Yeah. I mean,
No, no,
I'm
no, no.
referring to the real one.
Okay, real one. Okay.
Go back to the instance. So you mentioned that in the post processing, it is basically attached with one of the other LIP, right?
Yes, one of the other LIP, and inside that LIP, they are connecting another integration flow. So
So
this,
likewise, when then
hmm,
they're connecting with other another integration flow, there is an arrow, right? Denoting that connection.
yes, it's an
So,
arrow, right?
but there is no arrow between the main LIP and the other tools.
No, no, no. See, this this is the block which is connecting this process call. This is a shape.
Mm-hmm.
Using this shape, you're connecting to another
Connecting.
LIP.
Okay. Okay. One more thing. Till the time
Hmm.
this pre or post processing ends,
Hmm.
the call between these two, the
Hmm.
further processing of the main LIP kind of
It
uh,
will wait. It will wait.
it will wait, right, for the
Yes,
response.
yes.
And what if the response doesn't come and an error comes?
It will fail.
It will fail. Okay.
It will fail. It will fail.
Hmm.
So where it is failing, how it is failing, how you are going to. So if it is failing, then you have to design your flow in such a way so that you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
get
yeah.
an alert, right? So that designing
Yeah,
will
yeah.
also come into picture. You will
Event
have
logging and all. Yeah.
you will have all those clarity uh, when we will be discussing dummy project. We will be discussing all of these things. Do not worry. Uh, Even I will not be explaining at this moment how this connection and everything is being done. Uh, Conceptually,
Fine,
you should
sir.
be able
Fine.
to
Thank you.
understand.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Sudhakar.
Yeah, Krishna, this integration flow, how it works, it's a request response kind of architecture, or it's a sender and receiver only. Like if you request, that request goes to the server and we get the data, right, in response. Is it like
Mhm.
that, or it's something sending and some other end it's receiving?
This
That's all.
this particular design is sending, and at the other end it's receiving. That's it.
Okay. Is it
Be-
same for every
no,
iFlow,
no,
or
no, 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 no. That
there will
that
be
that
some iFlows which we request and we
yes,
get the response like that?
yes. Where you are expecting the response back. Yes. So in that case, you will be using an HTTP adapter where it will be expecting a response back. Okay, like that. Yeah, here you are not getting response
Okay.
back because it's an IDOC. So you are just sending an IDOC. But yeah, so Zakir, you might be needing, let's say you are sending an IDOC and you are sending it to the target. Okay, and at target, the target is giving a response back, and that response you cannot means again that's a response you want to send it back to ECC or some other system. In that case, you have to make some changes in the flow. If that's the requirement, then we have to design our flow in such a way.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. And one more question.
Go ahead.
It's all the artifacts are the iFlows only, or any other categories will be there?
Other categories are also there. I will be showing you other categories are also there, but we will be working on integration flows only. Other categories will be clubbed inside the integration flow. Okay,
Okay. But
so we'll be hmm?
yeah, when we go the
Hmm.
standard packages, we are seeing every artifact is iFlow
Hmm.
integration flow only.
No, no.
Are there different
You
categories?
might see any value mapping. See, value mapping is there. Okay. So value mapping is there.
Okay.
There might be
Okay.
script collections. You might be having a
Yeah,
global message
okay.
mappings. Okay.
Okay.
So it's totally depends how they have designed.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
No problem. Meghna, do you have any question? Yeah, Ganesh. Go ahead. Ganesh, go ahead, go
No,
ahead, go ahead.
no question. No question.
Okay. Meghna, you clear? Meghna, you there? Okay, all right. I hope it is making sense. Any questions in terms of working on the standard contents? So again, a quick recap. You will have two modes, configure only and edit mode. Configure only means you can only use the standard content. You cannot edit and modify. Okay. If still there is a requirement where you think that you still have to use that standard content as an editable, then you have to copy in your own package and you have to work at your end and do the magic. That is how. Second, edit mode. So if it's edit means SAP will be providing pre and post exit points, and whatever the pre and post exit points are provided by SAP, only that section we have to touch it. If again that is not sufficing a purpose, then probably approach number one, you have to copy it and again you have to do the magic. Okay, that is how. So now we are clear on the discover section. Design section is the one which we will be exploring throughout the session. So I will be coming back here in a moment. Apart from that, we are having a monitoring section. This is where we will be doing all our monitoring of the integration flows. When you click on this monitor, you will see various tiles over here. So this is a fresh brand new tenant. That is the reason you won't see any parameters are available here. But what you have to do means this particular section will help you to do the monitoring of integration flows, what all the standard contents or the custom contents are available, deployed, what are the security related credentials you have maintained, whether any PGP keys you are maintaining for data encryption, any data stores, variables, any GMS queues are available, any number ranges you have created, okay, any design type artifacts are logged. All these parameters you can see over here in this section. So we do have a dedicated session for monitoring, but I will not be covering that session. We will be doing monitoring from today itself, okay, so that we can leverage those 2 hours to explore some new topics. That is what we will be doing. So monitoring we will be doing from today itself. So apart from that, there is one section as inspect. This section is also highly recommended, being an integration consultant, and if you are playing a role of supporting the integrations, then you should definitely be coming to this section. This is a very informative dashboard which SAP is providing, where you can see the threshold of your integration flows. Any particular flow is taking a lot of memory, any performance related issues you are encountering, because sometimes what happen if you are working on a huge number of integration flows, so all flows will be running on a tenant, and it might a wrong design of a particular integration flow might impact other flows. Okay, so those bottlenecks you can see over here. Okay, so right now we do not have much data points over here, but if you are using your live systems, you can see at your customer end this particular section definitely you should be exploring. Highly recommended. People are neglecting this, but trust me, this particular section will help you. So if somebody is asking you during your interviews or technical questions, I mean technical discussion, what all things you do as a part of support, then you also have to highlight that in the inspect section, we also check for the monitoring, memory and temporary storage limitation and all. If there are any connection issues, we can see in the monitoring dashboard, in the inspect dashboard. Okay, so this also we have to see. There is another section as last section as settings. So in the settings, we are having various options over here. Runtime profiles. So runtime profiles, interesting thing. So right now we are using cloud integration as the runtime profile. So the moment you deploy, I am going to any of the package so that we can toggle it parallelly. Okay, let me. So if I am inside my integration flow, and if I try to deploy it, so it will ask me what is the runtime profile where I'm going to run it. Okay, so right now if you click on this drop down, you will see only one runtime profile. Okay, because we are using only cloud integration. So now in the settings you have multiple means multiple options over here, multiple list of PO interface, I mean PO systems. Okay, PO 7.5, SP5, 6, 7, like that. So if you are using any of the PO system and you want to run your integration flow on the PO runtime profile, then you can choose it. Why this option is there? Because uh, if any customer who wants to experience CI uh, before 100% using CI, they can leverage these runtime profiles. Okay, they can design their integration flows here. Okay, and they can deploy their flows, and during runtime this particular runtime profile will take into picture. Okay, uh, it's some of the customers they are using. Okay, so the the reason behind this, if they want to explore the PO capabilities before CI capabilities before 100% moving on to CI. So that is where this runtime profile comes into picture. So by default, so this is the cloud integration is the runtime profile which we are using. Okay, you can also use edge integration cell as well. That also, that runtime profile will also come into picture. If you're using edge integration cell, that will also come here. When you deploy this, it will again ask you that EIC will be available here. Okay, we will not be going into detail of that, but conceptually you should be understanding what this runtime profile is going to do. So whenever I'm going to deploy, this is going to use this particular runtime profile. Okay, now transport, something related to transport management, we will not touch that. Okay, here interesting thing, if you are doing PO migration, so you have to connect your PO system. So you have to come here, click on this plus icon, and you have to connect to your backend PO system. And this is where your cloud connector, all this stuff will come into picture. Using cloud connector, you need to connect to your PO system. So this connection is required if we are doing the assessment, migration assessment. So we just discussed that we are having a capability where you can assessment tool, you can use the assessment tool. Okay, so if you are doing the migration assessment, if you want to assess PO interfaces from CI, so for that you need to establish a connection to your backend system. So this is where you will be connecting your PO system. You will make an entry and then you can connect it. Okay, other stuff, some design guidelines also you can implement here. We will not go into detail into that, leave it at this moment. Custom tags also you can enforce. I will just give you some idea here. We will custom tags. Why we would be needing custom tags here? When we are going to create a new package. Okay, so whenever we create a new package, okay, I think there also we have seen. So here we are having tags. Okay, so you can enforce some documentation to the developers. Let's say there are multiple developers working on your project, and you have asked somebody to create a package. So they have created a new package. They have given name, technical name, description. Okay, you want to make sure that some tags also needs to be created. They have to mandatory maintain those tags. Unless you maintain those tags, they will not be able to save it. So it's kind of a enforcing the documentation. Okay, so these tags comes into picture in those scenarios. Let's say we are, okay, let me show you actually. Edit, just create a project. Training. Let's save it. I'm just saving this, and now if I come here and let me call it a test, I will later delete it. Testing tag, and if I try to save it, I need to use this. Okay, so like this you can add these tags actually. Okay, so this is where your tags will come into picture. And one more thing was there, tag setting save, and you have set it as mandatory. Okay, so again, let me go to the test one. Okay, we'll create one more. Let's say test one, test one. But I have to save it. Okay, that got saved because that was created before that, probably. That is the reason. Now it is not going to save it unless you maintain the tags. So this is where you are enforcing something. Okay, so unless the developer chooses it, okay, he will not able to save this. So this is where your tags it comes into picture. Okay, so that's a small information related to tag. And yeah, we will again come back to the discover section. But before coming to discover section, I'm again toggling to the original tab. If you have to delete any package, there is a delete icon. You can select it and you have to delete it. Once the package is deleted, you cannot retrieve it. Okay, you cannot retrieve the package unless you have deployed the integration flows or the artifacts inside the package. So what I mean, you have a package. Inside the package,
Through version, we can retrieve something like.
no, if it's deleted, you cannot delete. You cannot
It's
retrieve
completely gone.
anything. Yes. Okay. Let's say and app. Okay. So I am having this particular package, and this package is having 4 artifacts: iflow 1, 2, 3, and message map. So let's say this I have already deployed. So when I say deployed means when you deploy any integration flow, we will quickly do that as well. Come to edit integration flows. So Sudhakar, these are the various artifacts we are having. Okay, so but primarily we will be working on integration flow only. So I will just select integration flow. I will be discussing all these as we move forward as well. Do not worry. B52. Let me call it D4. Sorry. First integration flow. Edit. So this is my first integration flow. I'm just deploying it. We have not done anything in it. So now once it is deployed, you will see that runtime state has started. You can double click here. The moment you double click on the white section, there's a deployment section status you will see over here. Select this, navigate to manage integration content. There is a hyperlink. When you click here, it will take you to monitoring manage integration content, this section. Okay, so we can just select this. So these are the easy way where you can straight away navigate to that particular section. So you are coming to manage integration content. The manage integration content is part of your monitoring section. So you can straight away come from here as well. So here you will see that these are the flows are deployed. These are started. So now if I delete by mistake, someone has deleted this flow. Now how can we retrieve? So your flow is deleted, but it is still available in the manage integration content. So you can select it and you can download it. Okay. So package you cannot retrieve, but if your integration flow is deployed, you can retrieve it. If it's not deployed, so you cannot retrieve iflow 2. So it is very important to understand, because in one of the project someone has deleted by mistake, so we had to manually import those integration flows. though that particular package was older, that is the reason all the flows were available. So we had to just download and import it. That is how. Okay, so now I have just downloaded. So what I will do, I will come back to my package. Okay, so I can click on add. What I want to add, integration flow. So you should be knowing what kind of artifact is that. Okay, so if it would be a message map, then I cannot use integration flow as an artifact type for importing. So in that case, you have to what? You have to use a message mapping. Okay, so in that case, you have to use a message mapping. Then you have to click on upload. So we know that our artifact type is an integration flow. So we'll select this integration flow, and I will click on upload, browse, and downloads. Okay, and then add. So you can see that this is imported. So what we have understood here, how to delete and imported artifact. Okay. Okay, so this you should be aware. Now we are inside this package. We have created our first integration flow. How to copy it, we have also seen. Okay, this part also you have seen. So now post every session, what I will be doing, I will be downloading my flow. Okay, and I will be sharing to you. What you have to do, you have to come inside your package, you have to click on add, you have to click on integration flow or the kind of artifact which I'm going to share, and then you have to click on browse and import the zip file. Okay, so that is what you have to do. So now as a first step, let's go inside this flow. Any questions around this? Okay, now this particular package is having two integration flows. One is with version and another with this draft. Now if I want to export it, this package, I cannot export because some of the artifacts are in the draft state. So unless you set the status, means you have to make sure that all the integration flows or all the artifacts should be with a valid version. You cannot export entire package unless that is in the versioning state. So for that, what you have to do, you have to click on edit. Sorry. Then click on save. Save as not save as version actually. So when you click on save as version, it will ask you for the versioning. Okay. So let's say whenever we are, as a thumb rule, best practice, whenever we are going to save as a version, you have to give some meaningful description. So generally when we are working on the demands, so we will be having some ticket number that this is the change has come or it's a new demand. So you will have some demand or ticket number. So you have to make sure that you are passing that ticket number and that date as well, and what kind of changes you are doing. Okay. uh, Enhanced enter modifier, let's say. Okay, and then we'll just save it. So now it is with versions 13, and if I come back here, I will see that version 13 is there. Now I can export it. So this is available now. If by mistake now, okay, B52. If now let's assume that you are moving on to the new environment. Okay, you are moving on to a new environment. So you are currently in the development environment. Now you want to move that package to a test environment. Okay, so what you have to do, let's assume this is my test environment. So I will come here in my test environment. I do not have that package B52. So what I will do, I will click on import and I will just simply import this package. So the entire package is available for me now. So inside this package, I can see that two artifacts are there. So if I click on this version history, you will not have the previous versions. Okay, so now I will also do some more changes. I will just go inside this flow and edit. So just delete this, not deploy, save as version. So I have deleted one shape from here. And now I'm going to save as a new version. It's a data store. We'll come back to the package. Version 14. Now I want to retrieve the previous version. I will just select it. If I would be having some description, I can understand what is the previous version. So I do not want this version anymore. Okay, I want the previous version. So I can come here and I can click on retrieve. So version 13 will be available for me. So if I come here now, I should be able to see the right variable. If I do not need this right variable, I want to revert to version 14. I will come here. I will revert to version 14.
So this you did in the dev environment, right?
I did in the dev environment, but I'm just telling you how to migrate it and how to retrieve the version change. Version change you will not be doing in the upper environment.
Yeah,
Got it?
once we are
Hmm.
good with the dev, then only we'll migrate,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, yes, yes. Version
Yeah,
change
yeah,
only you
yeah.
will be doing in the dev. Otherwise, your systems will not be in sync.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But means how to do the version change, that also I just showed you. Means
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not
yeah.
get confused that you have to do it in the upper environment. Okay, so now until here, just give me one moment. Okay, so now we have understood how to maintain the versioning and all. Now the next thing is, okay, what else we would be needing? Importing, exporting, deleting. Okay, okay. Now let's assume that you want to make some changes to the name and all. So here we are having view metadata as well. So you just click on the view metadata, edit, and you can change the description as well. Okay, this thing also you can change it. Another thing also we have to understand here. Let's say, so how we generally import these integration flows in our environment. So if this integration flow is already available, so right now 3.14 is the current version. Okay, and this let's say this particular, okay, so this integration flow is already available for me. Okay, now so I'm talking about, let's say it's in the test environment, and same integration flow in the development environment, it's with package version 15. So now this needs to be imported to the upper environment. Okay, so upper environment is on 14 and lower environment is on 15. So 15 needs to be coming to the upper environment. So in that case, we will not be importing the way I was just showing you. Okay, because this flow is already available here, right? So what we will do, we will just click on this view configure, oh sorry, metadata, view metadata, and here click on edit, and here now you have to select this. Let me first download it. So what you have to do, you have to come here, view metadata, edit, and then you have to browse it, browse to the this particular flow. So this flow you need to select it. So this is how you have to import it, not the other way important, because this flow is already available for us. So now you will be importing over tenant. Okay, so this is how you have to import it. Now import, is it clear, or you want me to again let you know means how to do that?
Do this again, please, Krishna.
Yeah, okay,
And
sure,
what is
I
the
will do.
difference between this download and the before download we did? I mean,
Before
the
before it was not available. See, there are two cases. So let's assume that right now this is the flow 3.14. Okay,
Mhm.
this flow is not available in your upper environment. So what you will do to move it to your upper environment, you will import it, right?
Yeah,
You will import it. Now your upper environment is having this version available. Okay, so now your lower environment, you have made some more changes, 3.15. Now this change needs to be available here,
absolutely.
right? So this already it's available here, so you will not be deleting this. So what you will do, since it's already available, so what you will do, you will come here, this flow is already available for me, so I
This
will
is the
select
upper
here.
environment, right?
Yes, 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 this is the upper
Okay.
environment. So now I will come here and I will click on view metadata in the upper environment and I will edit it, and the downloaded one, the 3.15 will be there in that case. Okay, and then I will just browse it and I will just select it, select this, and then import it. So automatically 3.15 will be there. Okay, if in lower
So there is
environment.
no way, there is no, okay. Now, Krishna, the
Hmm,
main
hmm,
question is we have a global account,
hmm,
and from that global account, we have three children, I mean, the
hmm,
three environments,
hmm,
dev, test,
hmm.
and prod, which are ultimately pointing out to the same global account, right? Don't we
Yes.
have a method in SAP to push the latest workflow or
Hmm,
iFlow
hmm.
from one environment to another
Yes, you
rather
can
than,
push that
I mean,
rather than
we are
manually
downloading it,
importing
right,
it.
physically. Yeah, we're downloading, right now we're downloading it, right?
Hmm,
Physically, we're doing it from the downloads, right?
hmm.
But
You
don't
can
we,
we
okay,
have we have but for that you have to enable that CTS plus. Okay,
oh,
automated transport mechanism you have to implement. Unless you implement that, you cannot do it. So Dakar, you want to add something?
Yeah, Krishna. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a service called CTMS Cloud Transport Management System. That
Hmm.
service once you enable, and there you add all three systems, dev, test, prod, and create a route between them from dev to test, test to prod. Then you can move the transports. You can create a transport in dev system. It will be a number. Um, so that number you can move it to test and prod based on the what is that change management process. We can use a change management process, so we can automate that also. Yeah, this is the tool, cloud transport management, CTMS, which you call.
okay. Thank you, Sudhakar.
Yeah.
This you have to configure here, and where we will see this when we come to this settings. I was just mentioning, right? This transport.
But
I just
and
called.
Krishna, in real scenarios, real time scenarios, that's how the things work, right?
90% of the customers are using this import and export right now.
Oh,
uh, right now my current engagement, we have recently moved to the automated way, means we only make changes in the development, but that we are using active control, some approvals are there, and then we are moving it.
so does
But
it come with some cost, this transport service or something, or free?
no, it will not be
Yeah,
free.
some cost involved. Some
Yes, yes.
it's
That's
not
why
much.
95% are doing it manual way.
But Dheeraj, uh, as I said, costing. Okay, so this is one of the main factor.
Yeah, I
So
understand. I understand, Krishna. It makes
that
sense as
is.
well.
But as a best practice, when you grow, you how can you enforce all these checks? So you have to, you do not want everybody to go and make changes. Even uh, you will be having change access in the test environment. Okay, though we are not supposed to do any changes, but you
Mm-hmm.
will have change access. And sometimes when you are in a phase of testing where you need that, needs to be, means you have engaged your business and you are doing some testing and you have to do it right away. So sometimes developers, they bypass the protocols.
Yeah, we
So
do at times.
because we are having some good intent to help, but sometimes that good intent, what land up with is the new change will not be replicated to the lower environment, and that is where some of the developers, they do not follow, and that cost everybody. I have seen customers where we are having a package in the production environment and there is no such package available in the lower environment. It's totally mess. Means what can you expect? Means you're supporting that kind of customers. Means whoever was the previous engagement partner, they have not followed certain things. How can you have a development object in the production environment and that's not in the lower environment? You cannot play with the system of your customers, right? So these checks actually help to streamline the things actually. But yeah, 90% of the cases what I have seen, customers, they are still using manual. In my current engagement, we are heading to the automated one. Yeah, Ganesh, do you have any question?
So when we are moving from dev to test, okay, like just you have shown the import functionality is there. So by
Mm-hmm.
using import, we can do it, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when we are moving to the production, in that case, it will be the automated
Again, I same
or
thing.
same
If
import and export is
it,
required into that.
that's totally depends what your customer has used. If they have used CTMS, then
Okay,
it will be an automated.
okay.
Okay, otherwise it will be an import and export. Okay, I hope this has given you some level of clarity. So now I am again back to my package and I will be going to my integration flow. Okay, the moment you are inside integration flow, so this is the skeleton which we are going to see. Start and it's connected. There's an integration process, sender and receiver. This is what you are going to see over here as a skeleton. If I deploy this, so I just deployed it and it got deployed. But what it is going to do at this moment, this particular integration flow is not going to do anything because there is no start point and the end point, okay, which is connected to this flow. Uh, but what this flow will be doing, means how it got deployed. It is fulfilling the requirement of the deployment, but at this moment, this flow is not designed to do any sort of functionality. So at the starting point, we should have one sender and we should have a receiver. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory to have a sender and receiver as well. Okay, so that totally depends on our requirement. So let's say I am expecting to send some data to the receiver. Okay, some data to the receiver uh, in some frequency. Okay, and the data is residing somewhere on my cloud integration. Some parameters I have maintained on my cloud integration, and that parameter I need to send it to the receiver. So in that case, what I would be needing, I would be only needing the connection to the receiver. Okay, and might be let's say I am just sending some idocs. I'm just connecting these connectors just for our understanding, and I want to send some data from my CI which is stored somewhere in the data store. So when I say data store means I am coming to the monitoring section, and here we are having a data store. Okay, so in this data store we are holding some set of data. So when you click here, so you will see that some data is actually residing in this data store actually. Okay, that you will not able to see unless we run it. So if I want to send the data which is available in my CI, in that case I will not be needing a sender even. Okay, and at the same time, I might be sending something. I might be receiving something and from no data service, and then I want to send it to a receiver. So in that case, your receiver will come into picture. Okay, and one more case can also happen, that rather than this start event, by default this start event will be there. You can also have some timer events. When you click on this spiral shape here, when you come to the bottom, you will have a timer. Okay, you can select this timer. I can select this and delete this. The moment you add, okay, so that is deleted. Now I will just select this and I will just, I can add one. Select this. If you want to add a new shape, you can click on this plus icon. If you know the name, shape name, you can type here, or you can come to the top section to pull that particular shape as well. So this top section, you will have a clarity as we move forward. The more you spend time with the system, you will come to know which shape is available in which section. Okay, so now let's say I am just adding one shape. That shape we will be exploring later. What I want to make you understand here is, it is not necessary that for building our integration flows we would be needing a sender receiver. It's not necessarily. Okay, that totally depends on your case to case basis. So if I want to store something on my CI tenant itself, so in that case I do not need a sender or receiver. Okay, I want some data. Let me add, I will come here under transformation. I am having a content modifier. I will add this content modifier here. Let me just add H52. This is the starting tag. I'm just adding batch 52. Name CT. Okay, like this I am having some data, which is I want to store it in a data store. So I will just click on this plus icon, come here and click on this plus icon to know if you know the name of the shape. Okay, so at this moment I am coming here in the persist shape. I am adding a shape called as right. Okay, we will be exploring these shapes. I am just showing you at this moment what you can achieve it using cloud integration. We will be exploring these shapes as we move forward, just for your understanding. So I'm just coming here and
And
I'm
this
just giving.
XML is the language we save our attributes into. Krishna?
CI can use anything, whether it's an XML, JSON, flat file. It can.
No, you saved that ABCD batch something,
I
you know.
have created, yes. So I have used XML to store this data.
This is kind of XML or HTML, whatever.
XML.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
XML. So
Is this the
XML
way we
we
do? Or can we write a plain text?
you
ABCD,
can
that's it.
you can write a plain text, but uh, you have to, in the next shape you should be able to understand what you are receiving, right? If I would
So you
have,
will be understanding it with name thing, right?
yes, so now you are understanding it, that these are various names it's holding, this XML. If
Mm-hmm.
I would have given like this,
Mm-hmm.
then it's also a data content, means it's also a data format where you are segregating the data based on the comma separator CSV file, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you will replace it with a pipe symbol, let's say, okay, the separator is pipe. So this logic you have to implement later, that after every pipe I will be considered as a another data set.
Yeah, separator, yeah.
Okay, so that will come into picture. Means you can pass any set of data, but if I will send it like this and there is no separator as it is, it's not making sense to me, right?
Hmm.
So from source also we have to understand what kind of data we are sending, means whether the data we can able to interpret here or not. So at this moment I am just passing the XML. So I am whatever the data I am sending, I am holding in a data store over here. B52, let's say I will just call it as a test. Okay, and I will just save it. And in the timer event, when I double click here, the scheduler is set on deployment. You can schedule this on a particular date and time as well, according to the
Okay.
geolocation, all this stuff we can do it. But at this moment, the moment I am running it, I will click on this basic on deployment. The moment you deploy it, it will be storing a data store. And what is the name of the data store? The name of the data store is B52 underscore test. B52 underscore test, I can see here under this data source section. Okay, so I will just deploy this. So now it is deployed. I will come to first monitoring. I will just go step by step. So you can see that there is success message here in the monitoring B52 D4. Now if I come here and if I refresh it, I can see that B52 test is there. Okay, so this I can download it. Again, this downloading will also depend on your system level access. So once you download this, what is the, I'm just downloading it another screen. Yeah, so this is what we have received. So this data is residing in our CIR as well. So now we do not need any sender or receiver for building an integration flow. Going back. Okay, now another thing, one basic thing, once we will be clear on that, it will help us. So I'm again going to manage integration content. Okay, so when I come to monitor, I'm again navigating you how to come here. Click on this monitor. Here all artifacts under manage integration processing, what it will have, you will have various things, manage message processing, all the messages which are running. Okay, whatever the timestamp you have set it, whether for last 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, like that, you will able to see the message logs. Remember, in CI we can have message logging. Okay, 3 days messages you can only see. Oh, sorry, my bad. Last 30 days messages you can see. Okay, so you can see only messages of last 1 month. 1 month older messages you cannot see. Okay, in your CI. So that is because it's a cloud product, SAP cannot hold your entire messages. So it can only hold for last 30 days messages. So that you have to understand. So this monitor message processing section will hold all your messages. Manage integration content. This section contains what all the artifacts are deployed in deployed state. Just now we have seen that as well. So now I just ran this particular flow. When I select this, here I am having a log level. The various things you will see over here, what is the package. And again, this section will help you to pull some basic information as well, where this package, where this integration flow is residing. So this is the package. Okay, this is the package ID and who has last deployed it. Okay, so only you can track the last deployed by developer. That is only possible here. Now next thing is log configuration. Under log configuration you are having a log level. So here we can set the log levels as well. So by default, the log level is info. Okay, so I will change the log level to trace. Okay, debug error. There are various log levels are also there. If I set the log level to trace, what will happen? The traces will be available for next 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes, and the log will be available. The value of the traces, I mean the payload, will be available for next 1 hour. And this is really very important, an interesting thing which we generally use, and we will be using it throughout our session as well for understanding our integration flows, for troubleshooting actually. Okay, so the more you are comfortable with this section, so the simple secret of learning CI is make yourself comfortable with the errors. The more errors you are going to get it, the more interpretation you will be having in future as well. Okay, so now I have set the log level to trace, and from here also I can navigate to various sections. So monitor message processing, I want to go to the monitoring section, so I will just select this monitoring section. Okay, so at this moment a single message I can see here, and that was uh, deployed previously, and the info level was I mean log level was info. Now what I will do, I will again redeploy this flow. So now if I am again redeploying this flow, if I refresh this, what will happen? You will see one more message over here, and here you can see the trace level. The log level is the trace. I will just select this to trace. I'll click this, and now you can see that there the envelopes are available here. So you can select any of the shape. The moment you select this, you will see when you are selecting in the trace, when you set the log level to trace, you will see a message content. Okay, when you are setting it to trace, this message content section will be available for us. So what this message content section will help us? So you select, the moment you select any of the shape on this block integration flow, you will notice that it is getting highlighted in the left as well. So right now we are having only two shapes. That is the reason it is very simplified. Even you can select it automatically, it will go to that particular. And after every shape, you will see some envelopes, and before as well. Okay, so what is this envelope actually? The envelope is actually message, the very basic building block of any integration is message. Okay, so what we deal actually, so when we are doing an integration with one system and another system, what we are doing, we are actually having, we are sending some message. Okay, message, and message is actually the actual payload. Okay, we also call it as a payload, message or payload. Now you will also hear something called as message format or payload format. Okay, so what is a message format? Message format, just now we have seen some examples, right? XML, JSON, CSV, or a flat file. These are the various messaging formats. Okay, so how your message will look like. Now this message needs to be transmitted, right? This message needs to be transmitted. How this message is going to be transmitted from this to this? There has to be some mechanism. Okay, so for that you should have some protocols. It's not allowing me to type anyways. Okay, so some transport mechanism has to be there. So your transport protocol will have, it can be your HTTP protocol. Okay, so HTTP protocol is one of the transport protocol. You can also have a SOAP. Okay, so protocol like this means how you are transmitting the message. So once the message is transmitted, means unless you are having this messaging format and the transport mechanism, you cannot communicate between two systems. Okay, so this is one system and this is another system. So it might be understanding. So right now we all are talking. We are which messaging format we are using. We are using English, right? We are not Hindi or some other language we are not using. And uh, that is the messaging format we are following. So you might be expecting, the source might be expecting to send the messaging format in XML, whereas when it is going to the target, it is expecting the message format in the JSON format. Okay, so how this formatting will be done? This formatting will be done in between by the integration tool. Okay, in our case, it is going to the CI. Okay, so once this message comes to my CI, I will do the transformation logic, everything, and then I will make sure that it is according to the target format. The target format is the JSON format. So that manipulation I will be doing in between. Okay, so now coming back to the message again. So every message will have certain things. Header. What does header means? Header will hold the sender information, some credentials, okay, right? Your authentication, sender, info, encoding, all these details header will be holding. Same way, we will have an attachment, which is optional. It is not mandatory. So when we are sending a message, it is not mandatory to have an attachment. You might send an attachment with your message, you might not send an attachment. Okay, that is second thing. Another thing, you will have the main content of the message is the payload. Okay, that is where your XML, JSON, or any flat file. Okay, so how your payload is actually coming. So your message will have these three things: header and your payload and this attachment as well. Attachment is optional. So this is what your message will look like. So you're having this message same way. So I will just, let's say, I will just call this as an envelope. Okay, let me set it to blue. Okay, so this message will be coming here and then this message will be going here like this. So header and payload. Okay, so same thing. Now I'm coming back to my tracing. So when I select this envelope, okay, content modifier, there is an envelope over here. So when I select this content modifier, I will come to this message content, and this message content will only come when you are running in the trace mode. So you're having a header. Okay, so your header is having this value. Okay, you are having a payload section. The payload is not available. Why payload is not available? Because right now, where have we checked? We are checking the content modifier 1. Where content modifier 1? Content modifier 1 means now the execution has started from this event. It has come here. It has not gone after content modifier. Once it will reach to the next shape, you will see the change in the message. Okay, so what we are doing in this content modifier, in the content modifier, we are setting some body. Okay, we are setting some content over here. So when I go to the next shape is right one. When I go to the next shape, you can see that message content is available. So your message will have a body, okay, a payload, and again it will keep on changing. And again, if I come here, it is still having some header, and these are some standard header, and these headers will keep on changing according to shapes and all. There is one more section you are going to see over here is exchange properties. What is this exchange properties? So in terms of CI, so this is the message we are receiving. Okay, so now when we are coming to CI, when the message will be coming, it will have a header, optional attachment, and that's a body. Okay, you can also you can create some properties inside CI. So that is what it is referring to. Okay, that is what it is referring to, exchange properties. So right now we have not created any properties, but these properties are automatically populated by the system itself. Okay, what is the log level, all these things it has already created. So if I come here in this content modifier, if I come here and if I add one property, okay, let's call it as batch 52. Okay, batch 52, I'm calling it as batch 52, and I'm assigning some value. We are exploring web UI, let's say. Okay, save it, and I need to deploy it. But before deploying, I need to make sure that traces are enabled, because traces will be enabled only for 10 minutes. So I will come here and I will go to manage integration content. I will select trace, change, and message processing. I will come back here and I will deploy my flow. Just bear with me for 50 more minutes. I want to complete something so that you can have some assignment within the week. So this is something which we are seeing here. Now I will again go back to the content modifier. Okay. Now we will come to payload. Now here we can see that payload is available. Now if I see in the properties, you can see that batch 52 property is available for me. Okay, so this is how this exchange properties come into picture. So you can create some properties as well. So what is the benefit of creating these properties? The benefit of creating this property is because when we are going to do integration, we are going to build some integration, we want to hold something within the properties and we can do some manipulation, we can pass the data something. That is where our properties will come into picture. Headers, you will also see a section called as headers as well. What is this header then? Within cloud integration, we can also create some headers as well. Okay, we can create some headers as well. We are accepting the headers from the source. Okay, this is the message which is going to come to my CI. Okay, this is a message which is coming to my CI. Same way, same message I will be sending to the target as well. The target as well. But within my CI also I can create some headers. So let's say, let's further simplify this. Let's say this target system is an HTTP system for me. Okay, it's an HTTP system. Okay, and this HTTP system is expecting some authentication header. Okay, this is expecting some authentication header. So how will you pass this authentication header to this target system? For that, you have to create a header here. So let's say we want to create with the name auth batch 52. Okay, checking auth header. Okay, save it and we'll just deploy this. Our flow is still in the trace mode. I can go back. I will pick the latest message, click on trace. Straight away I will come to the last right message content, and now here you will see auth B52 also available here. Okay, and everything is available here. Wait, do not ask any question. Let me first finish it. And please write it down. I know you might miss it, otherwise it will break my flow. Write your questions, please. So header property. Now I am going to tweak it some more. So I started with my discussion that it is not necessary that we would be needing a sender receiver. Now let's assume I want to send some data from external service. Okay, I want to make it little real. Oh, not this one. Start message. Okay, so now I'm going to connect it to a sender and I'm expecting some data to be coming to my by HTTPS. I will connect it, and now I want to give some endpoint /B52 first and disable this CSRA protected. What is the relevance of this? I will be sharing you some link. Just go through that. You will understand what is the CSRA protected. If you are not able to understand, then probably we will discuss it in upcoming session or next session. I'm just going to save it and I will just deploy this. Now, what changes I have done here? In this flow, I have just changed the start event from the timer to the start message. and I've connected to the HTTP endpoint. So now if I go to deployment status, okay, I will come to deployment status. What will happen? It will get me one endpoint. It will get me one endpoint. So right now it is generating. So once I get an endpoint, what I will do, I will use that endpoint to trigger my CI. So what we have done here, now we have given one endpoint. So it will be like you are having CI over here. You have given an HTTP endpoint. This HTTP endpoint will send you some message. Okay, the message is going to come to CI, and here we are having multiple shapes. So that manipulation will be happening inside this, and finally we are ending it. This is what we are doing now. I need to refresh it. Okay, so this is the endpoint. I have got it. So now once I have this endpoint, how I'm going to test it? I will go to Postman for testing my service. Just one moment. Let me pull another window.
Krishna, sorry to interrupt. Can we stop here? I mean, can we do it, continue it next week?
We will, if you have to drop it, feel free to drop it. I will again continue next week because this
Because,
topic, unless I will
yeah, it's
complete
gotta
it.
go somewhere, brother.
No problem. No problem. No problem, Dheeraj. You can continue. Just go through the recording. You will be able to
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
If you still
Thank
have
you.
any questions, yeah, no worries. Thank you. No problem, Dheeraj. And if
How
you're having any
many?
queries as well, please
How
post in
long
the
are
group.
we going to
10,
continue?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll watch then recording.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
no problem. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
whatever I'm going to discuss right now, you have already done that in the demos as well. But I want to
Okay.
make sure that you are connecting the dots now.
Thank
Okay,
you.
no worries. So now this is the endpoint which I'm going to hit. So this endpoint, how I'm going to hit for this, I would be needing a credentials. And for credentials, I will be selecting basic authentication and I would be needing client ID and secret here. So client ID and secret, how can I get the client ID and secret? For that, I need to go to the BTP and under the instances. So yesterday we have created instances as well. When you come here, here I am having one instance. So when you come here, you need to create a service key. Okay, you have to give the name and then you have to create a service key. So I have already created a service key over here. So this is my key, this client ID and secret. So this I am going to use it. So if somebody wants to access my service as well, you can do this. Will be sharing you these credentials as well. You can use these credentials to access my CI endpoint as well. Okay, so this is my client ID. I will just copy this and we'll be pasting it over here and a password as well. Okay, and I will come to the body, raw data, and here I'm going to pass something there. Hello team, we are sending first request from Postman to SAP CI. Okay, so now you can see that this is what the response we are getting. Now I will again go back to my monitoring because this is what we have to understand. Refresh. I hope we still have the traces on. Perfect. We have the traces on. Now if you click on this message content modifier, you will see that this is what the payload we are receiving. But when it is moving from this content modifier to next, what happens? This will be changed here. because we are overriding. This is what we are doing here. We are overriding the payload. Okay, so that is the reason you are seeing this payload. And we have also created some headers as well. This header we have created and a property also we have created. So this header and property you can see here. Okay, now I am going to the postman. Now the actual difference you will see. In the body, here in this section, you are having a header section. So when you click on this header section, in header also you will see this header, auth batch 52. But you won't find the property which we have created. Okay, the property which we have created, batch 52, you won't find, only the header. So as a first lesson, somebody will definitely be asking you during a discussion, what is the difference between header and property? Header, scope, outside CI, scope is within CI only. Okay, so you cannot have the headers, you cannot have the properties exposed outside the CI. Okay, so that is the main difference you should be knowing. So this is how we can test our flow. When we are going to connect in next session, we will have more deep dive into content modifier.